Hey guys, Maria here. Steph, Winnie, Steven.
Being a goof.
And yeah, we didn't get you out of frame. That was all in frame, just so you know. Anyway, this is our very first Patreon episode. We officially have launched our Patreon. We're really excited about it. It's going to be ad-free, lots of exclusive footage. Steven, you can speak to some of that.
Yeah, we're going to have tons of videos that we do every single month, hopefully once a week. That's what we're going to aim for you guys. But you can get access to all of it through the Patreon. But this one is for everybody, so you guys know what it's going to be like.
Yeah, so you can subscribe by
going to patreon.com/bettertogetherwithmaria.
Yeah, and the link will be in the summary of this
yeah.
episode.
Oh, yeah.
Also, what's super cool about this is we're really trying to build upon this amazing community of listeners. And so now you guys can share with us too, and we can talk more directly, which is really exciting. The plane above, not as exciting. But anyway, enjoy the first show. Thank you so much. Winnie, anything to say? Okay, bye guys. Hey guys, if you're watching this, it's because you are a member of our new Patreon community where we are going to be chatting a little bit more intimately, a little less officially. I guess that kind of says both, right, Steph?
Yeah, intimate. Yeah, I guess. A little different, though. I like the rhyme. I felt like that was a poetic moment.
Why, thank you.
It's a haiku.
Yes, Stephen, it was. It was a haiku. But yeah, we kind of are so formal. I mean, like, we have so much to get done on a Monday for everybody because I really want that show to be packed with so much takeaway. And, we kind of chat at the top, but this is more chat focused and tip focused.
It is cool. I do always want people to know how genuine you are about the podcast. Like, you really take it serious. You're like, I need to have every question answered for our listeners, and I love that. But I love that now you can just chop it up, say what's on Maria's mind, what's going on.
Yeah, what's going on?
Provide more info.
Stuff's definitely going on.
It is.
Stuff is happening. Life is happening. And I'm trying to utilize all the things that I've learned in these last 3 years on this journey to handle it better. And, it's funny. I had this session with Darren Weissman. Dr. Darren Weissman is, he was in the Heal documentary. And I did a session with him. And he talked about how there are no problems. They're just portals. And they're portals to, the next level. So now I'm kind of envisioning life as like a video game, like Super Mario Brothers, which is so before your time.
Oh my
I
God.
played it.
You did?
Yeah.
Of course we played it, Maria.
It was still really...
So I'm not that old, guys?
No.
Okay, cool. So Kevin and I went to this arcade the other night. It was date night, and we had hot dogs and went next door to this arcade, and it was like a time warp. It had all the video games I grew up with and all the arcades I used to play at the nightclubs we used to clean.
Cool.
I'd find change on the floor and I'd pop them in and play Outrun and, Asteroid and Tetris and all kinds of things. Anyway, I'm now envisioning life as like a video game. And so when these problems happen, if you get through it, you can go to the next level. And that's what he was kind of explaining. We're going to have him on the show at some point.
Yes.
When he's in town, he's traveling the world with his family right now. But it was really cool. And I think, what I'm realizing is those recurrent issues are just...
levels.
Yeah. And also just, it's life screaming at you. You need to fix this to go to the next level. And so as much as like I'll go back into old Maria mode on like one specific situation in my life.
Hey.
One specific trigger. My brother.
I was like, is she gonna do it?
Yeah, I always tell the truth. The only time I withhold is when it's gonna hurt somebody, which that might hurt him if he knows. But anyway, he kind of knows because we had it out today, and a couple other times too.
But
What?
I mean, your siblings, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
There is great takeaway from today.
Yeah, so I think it's like I have to thank him for everything because he is the reminder of what I need to fix. And what happens is you're so bogged down with so many other things. And generally when it rains, it pours. It's definitely pouring rain right now. Mm-hmm. And it's really to see, for me, my thinking it's to see how much I can implement of the lessons I've learned to go to the next level. And I really want to go to the next level. I feel like it's going to be so cool. So I'm attempting. I'm definitely stumbling at times. I'm struggling, but I'm really trying. And if I didn't have this show and all of the people that we've had on it, I definitely don't know where I would be right now.
What do you do usually? Because I know this one specific thing is where you usually don't practice what you preach on the daily, but you did today.
No.
What is it usually when someone's really testing you? What do you do to make sure that you're putting your best, you're setting yourself up for success in the situation?
Well, now what I've been doing is when I'm tested is I'll meditate and I will focus on the desired outcome rather than what is. Okay, this is a nightmare, or this is a whatever, or this person is this, or that situation is that. As Esther Hicks has taught me, I focus on the desired outcome. And so I would like this to happen, or I would like that. And then I meditate and I ground myself. So Dr. Laura Berman, who was on the show, taught us that grounding exercise.
Yes.
Where you envision the crystal here, like going through. And then when you exhale, it goes all the way down your spine and the roots go out your body. And so I take mine from East Coast to West Coast, North and South. I hit the South Pole, the North Pole. I go to Russia. I go everywhere.
Gar, we be sailors.
Yeah. And so I really try hard to do all of these things so that I can be in a good place. And then I remember, like, I have to keep thinking good feeling thoughts to attract the things that I want. I remember I'm a magnet. So I really try to employ all of these things. I really do. And when I do, it works. But it's not easy to be consistent all the time because we're human. And so I have done it a lot more with my trigger situation. And I think boundaries are so important with people, and laying them out and being very blunt and very honest about it. And so that's what I'm doing. But
It's
Monday
so
on the
hard.
show, I'll kind of explain a little bit more about what's going on. And
I mean, I can't even imagine having a family dynamic like yours. Just because...
thanks, Steven. Makes me feel a lot better.
I just mean like...
You always know how to put things, Steven.
No, I just mean like, you know, you're obviously taking care of your mother, and you're the financial like godsend for that situation, and it's like, but you're still siblings with your brother and stuff like that. So regardless of what's happening, there's always going to be some weird dynamic of, do you have more say because of what, or does he have more say because he's back there? Like, I just can't imagine it. And like, I dealt with a little bit with like my aunt and my mom being back in North Carolina when my uncle was going through his cancer situation, but there was no financial aspect, and money makes everything so much more complicated. Do you have to like take a step back on some cases, or do you think you have more say, or is it a equal opportunist like situation?
Here's the deal. So he does or has brought up the money thing before. And the truth is that I'm blessed to be able to do it. It is not the reason that I am in charge. I'm in charge because my mom put me in charge and my dad put me in charge of their health.
Also, haven't you been doing their paperwork and health since you could read and write?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and I'm officially like their health proxy,
Yeah.
like by legal paperwork. And so they chose me because they know I will do the research, I will do the work, I will make it my life. And I am just the person that they put in charge. And so the money part is nothing. It has nothing to do with anything.
It's an easy thing to throw at
It's
you.
the fact that I'm putting all my time and energy, and that is so much more. I am researching and reading constantly. You know, yesterday I went to the beach and I read almost an entire book just because I'm researching stuff for my mom. And
Today you were making her medication.
I'm making her marijuana pills, and you know, it's a full-time job, and I've assumed it. And so in my opinion, if you are not doing any of that, okay, because there's things you could do. I could send you the marijuana or pay for the marijuana and you could make it. You know, I do this every week. Okay.
I know.
You could do some research. You could help in other ways.
Yeah.
And by the way, it's not to say he's not helping in his ways, but my point is I have an extraordinary burden that that her life depends on. It's not like, oh, I'll go visit them or I'll clean the dishes at the house and I'll help them in those ways.
It's not just the standard. It's
not the standard. It's above and beyond. So at that point, my opinion is you should just be grateful and say, how can I be of assistance? Thank you for everything that you're doing. And how can I help? What can I take off your plate? Because I know you're running everything. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that's unreasonable.
No.
Well, especially because you've been doing this for the past how many
Lifetime?
years with Leeds? Well,
Both of my parents, Stephen.
Yeah.
I've been in charge of their health and their wellness and their lives, first of all, for 20 years, but I've always been involved in that way. And so anyway,
I think it's your skill set. I think it's
not my skill set. I've made it my skill set because I want them to live.
Yeah.
And I want them to be healthy. So it's me. It's actually, I do it to an unhealthy degree if you talk to my therapist.
No, I see you running from place to place, call to call.
And trying to keep them happy in general too. So it's like queen therapist.
What you did when you were there. I think it's a good lesson though, that I don't know if he'll ever take, but for other people, when someone takes the burden, the massive burden in a situation or wherever you are, play your role as best as you can. Figure out what your role is and just kill it and that.
Yeah.
and
don't bring any grief.
Yeah.
Don't bring any grief.
Well, I also love that you used the game analogy earlier, where like all of these problems are just things that take you to the next level.
Yeah.
And everything that you've been doing for the past 20 years with your parents, and especially so in the last few years, has kind of given you the weapons or tools per se to, put on this podcast and help fight the bosses for the other people and help other people have these tools. So you've become like an NPC, non-player character in the game that other people can like walk up to and be like, hey, I gotta go fight this dragon, Maria. Do you have a sword I can use?
The NPC says, I don't know what that means.
What the fuck?
Well, like I
love
Maria and
it.
I just go, all right, I'm kind of following.
Thanks for hitting the little mushroom, Maria, so I got an extra life.
Freaking Bowser in his cancerous form coming after us. I mean, I love the game analogy too. I used it when I quit being addicted to video games because I started.
When did that happen?
I mean, I'm still weaning myself off. You go through withdrawals, but I was playing, Maria. I would wake up at 10 a.m. And I would play until 4 a.m. the next day, and then I would wake up at 10 a.m. and I'd play till 4 a.m. the next day. When I quit, my playtime was like 3.5 years, and that's not like playtime. That's like while you're logged in playing. 3.5 years of my life into this game, right? Yeah.
What?
I kind of want to throw up thinking about that.
I know,
My
right?
eyes just welled up, just naturally.
But I had a realization one day. I said 3.5 years of my life that I've put into all these in-game achievement kind of things and all these like in-game cojones. And I realized you can't take that with you anywhere. It's like that could have been 3.5 years towards my career that I could have for the rest of my life. And when you step away from the game, you have nothing. And I started being like, okay, well, how about I start learning some of these real life achievements? And that's when I was like, okay, well, let's lose weight. That's a real life achievement that I can go towards. All right, well, let's learn Photoshop. That's a real life achievement. So I view my life very much in a video game. Like next year we're hitting 10 years with AfterBuzz TV, and I'm hitting 8 years, and that's going to be like achievement unlocked.
Yeah.
8 years with AfterBuzz TV and working with you guys. So I really love that analogy, and I know that there's people out here listening to the podcast that are like, video games, what? But I know that like a lot of the people my age probably kind of have to compartmentalize in the same kind of way.
Yeah.
Because with all this existential dread out there, you need something to like have that sense of achievement when you feel like everything around you is falling apart. You have to control something with your life.
Yeah. And it's so hard. Like, I get really overwhelmed. It's funny. Judith Orloff, that episode, oh my God, thriving as an empath or surviving as an empath really changed my life and helps me so much because
I'm so happy.
I do get so overwhelmed, and when everything's just happening and you're just like, and then there's so much bad going on in the world. It's so easy to just want to just hide under a rock. And you just see why people are getting so overwhelmed and taking their lives, and it's really, really sad. And I think it can happen to anyone now. Now I am fully convinced it can happen to anyone and at any moment, because life is so much.
It's like a watershed. It's just you keep getting hit, you keep getting hit, you keep hitting hit, and you're fine. And then just one moment,
you're not.
Yeah, it's like you work on yourself so much, but then it just takes like a moment with the people who trigger you, and you just can't even fathom. But luckily, like a lot of the techniques we teach here and a lot of the techniques we've applied kind of help prepare you for those moments so you don't go too far down.
That's the goal. And I mean, I feel like lately I've been realizing how overwhelming it must be for some people who are just starting on this journey. And I have a lot of empathy for that because, you know, as I'm trying to get to the next level, I'm like, I need to be a super learner. I need to be able to read, 30 pages in 1 second. And I really want to upgrade my vocabulary. And there's so many things I want to do and get better at.
I'm so the same.
And I'm getting overwhelmed thinking about it lately because I'm like, I want to be so much better now.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, let me be a history buff. Let me be a health buff. Like, I want to know everything.
It's your techniques. Use them when you need them.
But teasing, though, we will have a super learning coach expert on the show, Jim Quick. So excited. October, look out for that.
That'll be
so
dope.
Cool.
I mean, we just filmed our Patreon welcome video.
Yep, because I'm wearing the yellow sweater.
Hey, and our YouTube welcome video, which was really fun.
Yeah. GSD and getting shit done.
Yeah. I mean, the overwhelming pressure that I feel. I mean, this past week, Maria, has been absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Steph, I think we wrapped every night around 2 a.m., 3 a.m.
Yeah.
It's just been crazy. We were doing like 25 plus shows a night at AfterBuzz, plus 10 plus news shows, and then putting together everything to build up towards this Patreon launch, which if you guys are watching this, you know about. It's just crazy, and I had those moments where it's like, how do I deal with this? How do I get this script done? How do I get this done? How do I make sure that we have everything ready for filming? And I just realized, like, just one at a time.
Yeah.
One at a time. Compartmentalize. Steph handled this. I'll handle this. Depend on, our staff here to handle other things. And it's just been, it's like that craziness, though. How do you take yourself out of those moments that are like...
Yeah, because here's the thing. Once you start thinking about everything,
yeah.
you think about everything.
Yeah,
and then it's like a ton of bricks. But I will say, Steven, I've never seen someone be able to handle so much and execute as you have in these last few months. It's been crazy to watch. I'm really impressed because
thank you.
From one June 8th to another, it's a lot. So
one June 8th.
Yeah, we have the same birthday, so June 8th, just different years. And so
slightly.
Yeah, I'm older.
You're right. Anyhow, I do think that though, when you are getting really overwhelmed, it's so important to just take a break. And yesterday, I went and got a facial. Shout out to Dermalogica, my favorite place to get a facial in the world. You talk about it in my first book as of, oh my God, that book might be 11 years old now.
What?
The Every Girl's Guide to Life. I think it was 2008.
That book's in middle school.
Fact check this.
Wait, Steph was in middle school?
No,
Shut
that
up.
book is in middle school.
Oh my God, I was going to cry.
No.
I was going to cry. But anyway, yeah, I talked about it ever since then because I love their stuff. It's so good. So I went to get a facial yesterday because I've been noticing my pores are getting bigger. And I'm like, hell no. And she did this LED laser thing. And she said that next time I go, she can work on it more for improving the quality of the skin and lifting. I was like, you can lift shit?
What?
I was like, hell yeah.
So all those raves I've been going to help my skin?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, you're not getting paid to say any of this, just to clarify.
That's a good point, Stephen. Yeah. I think people probably know that about me by now, but just in case, I always offer authentic advice. And this is one of them. So anyway.
There's another piece of beauty advice that is... that you have.
Yes, stand by on that because I'm going to finish my Dermalogica story and then I'm going to go to it because I asked her about those too. So I got the facial and it's so crazy because it just your skin, no matter what, always looks good after. It's so cool to see.
Really?
Yeah.
Usually you finish a facial and you look like you just got, not you, everyone looks like they got hit by something.
No, my skin looked, my skin when I leave there, I feel like Kevin's like, oh my God, you should just roll like this all the time. Now, it doesn't normally look like that when I just wake up because whatever they're putting on there and they're doing, but they don't do extractions the way other people do. It's really good. And so anyhow, I was really psyched. And I went to the beach and just was like, okay, I'm so close to the beach. I live out here. I don't take advantage of it enough. And I went and I saw the sunset. And it was beautiful, and I got myself into a good place, and then I read my book, and And then actually what you were saying about the other tip that I wanted to share with everybody. So Peter Thomas Roth has these amazing dots. They're clear dots, like stickers you put on your zit. And it's got salicylic acid and hyaluronic acid and tea tree oil and something else. And anyway, you put it on, and I think it's supposed to be within 8 hours. It makes a huge difference. So I usually put it on at night. And then by the morning, I can't even believe what's happened to my zit. It just like goes away.
I need that.
It might be like a little red around, but and depending on your skin type, but it's gangster amazing.
And
I
only
actually
$32
have some.
for
I'll give
a
you
bunch.
What?
You get 72 of them for $32. That's
I
pretty
know
good.
it's kind of a lot.
I'm looking at the website. People can see it right now on
Wait,
the video.
I need that.
I'll give you a
Adult
box.
acne is real. Hashtag adult acne.
I won't go through all of them. There's no way. So I'll give you a box when you
That's
come over.
awesome.
It really works. So I asked her about it, and she goes, "Oh yeah, those ingredients sound like it would work great." She's like,
Wow.
"You have to be careful with them." She's like, "Sometimes
They'll
like
dry
people,
out.
yeah." But I was like, "Hey,
Score. This
Total
is
score.
why I come to you.
I'm telling you, I have so many. I have to pull out. I was thinking of doing an Every Girl's Guide to Life Part 2 in the last couple of years because I have so many new tips. So maybe this will be the place that we share them.
Yes.
And then I don't have to go to the trouble of writing a book to share it with everybody.
That too.
So much friggin' easier than writing a book, guys. It was definitely a labor of
I personally
pain.
I love reading, but when it comes to stuff like that, sometimes I like reading more, but sometimes I like the visual of being able to see someone explain something.
Yeah, so when we post this, make sure you do a link in the summary
Yeah,
so people can grab it easily.
100%.
I mean, I can't wait for like virtual reality lessons. That's coming.
What?
Well, you know how you like sitting down with somebody and learning something?
Yeah.
So people have started kind of delving into a virtual reality lesson where you basically put on the goggles and you're now in a room with somebody at a computer and they're showing you on a computer screen through the glasses and everything how to do different things. So you actually have an assistant that's like walking you through.
That's
and
so
that
cool.
way you don't actually have to be in like a university or anything.
Crazy.
That's really cool.
There's so much cool stuff coming out with that.
Whoa.
Kids are so smart these days.
The kids.
Even though they're like dumbing down school, the kids just keep getting smarter.
They're so bright, these kids.
You'd think.
Anyhow, well, I don't know, guys. Do you have anything else to add today?
Steph keeps getting hit on by celebrities at our studio.
No way.
All of them just love Steph.
Scam.
I don't know what's happening.
You're single, so now they're all coming.
I'm putting out something that I need to extinguish a little bit.
It's like the skunk smell.
Yeah, like
Steph, you love turning down celebrities.
oh my god.
Wait, I want to know what celebrities.
We can't.
I don't know if we can put them on blast here,
Yeah, we shouldn't. I never do that.
but
I
they're
wanna know
definitely
after.
getting turned down.
Okay, so celebrities.
They are.
let me just explain to you what these guys are talking about. So we are currently at our AfterBuzz TV studios in North Hollywood, and so we produce after shows for your favorite TV shows out of here. And our hosts will come in. They'll sit right here, or there'll usually be 4 of them, and they'll break down the episode of, you know, Are You the One, or Game of Thrones, or whatever the show is.
Literally every single show that you're watching, we're covering an after show to talk about after.
Even the Hallmark Channel, even South Park, even whatever it is. Okay, so I fell asleep through the South Park episode, the premiere episode. I'm so
Oh
bummed.
my gosh, Kev loved
I
it.
know I was out cold. Anyhow, so they'll break down the show, but then stars will come in and we'll interview them. And so apparently the stars who are coming in are hitting on scam. Scam! And you're just saying no? Are you ruthless? How do you say no?
I'm pretty ruthless.
No way!
Yeah, someone asked me for sushi. They were like, "Can I take you to sushi?" And I was producing. I said, "Don't ask me that while I'm working." And he,
Whoa.
so then he slid in the DMs after.
And what did he say? He probably got even hotter for you.
Yeah, he was like, "Hey, so can I take you to sushi?"
Steph's like, I don't know who you are.
Guys, it is such a different world. See, I always felt bad rejecting people, so I always was like, oh,
I've worked on that.
you know, like I you know.
There's no reason to feel bad, and it's definitely, I think, implanted in us to do that, but I don't think it helps them, and I don't think it helps us to feel bad for not wanting to be romantic with them.
Totally.
It's the weirdest thing.
Well, will you teach us?
Yeah.
Teach us your ways,
us
Steph. See, we're better together. It doesn't matter where the advice is coming from, right? We're better together.
Yeah, I'm definitely turning down celebrities all the time. Steph, you do the South Park show. I have the clip right here of we built up a little South Park set.
Yeah, super cool.
So you have
awesome.
snow falling on you and everything. It's so fun.
It was really cool. What we're doing at the studio afterwards is awesome. So if you guys do watch any TV shows, there's no reason why you're not chatting with us when we break it down after.
So cool.
So yeah, this is like the first Patreon exclusive video. I think we're gonna give it to everyone though, because like we want people to know what we offer on our Patreon too.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty cool.
Well, and we'll be even more organized as like time goes on.
No,
This
we
is kind
won't.
of
Don't
like
lie to
our
them. Don't lie to
intro.
them.
No, because I actually have pages of notes of things that I want to share.
Yeah, we'll have definitely episodes that are designated to those breakthrough moments. Maria will always text me throughout the week and have like a life-changing lesson that happens, or the most hilarious, craziest story, whatever it is. So we'll definitely be designating time on our Patreon videos to sharing those.
Well, also like Maria's just always around and with all these different celebrities and everyone that you kind of know from the industry, and you can always pull out your phone, Maria, and just shoot something and we can throw it up on there for people. Like, it's just so cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, Patreon's cool.
Well, it's mostly going to be dogs though. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah.
And bees.
Well, so you know the next thing that I'm working on actually, and I'll tell you guys. So I don't know if have you guys heard of Viome?
No.
I met the creator of Viome at this like event. Anyway, it's like this at-home stool test that you take, and
Oh, lovely.
it checks your like. Oh yeah, it was really a disgusting process. You're like scooping out your poop with like
No
a spoon.
way.
It's disgusting. Disgusting.
Whoa.
Anyway. Well, if you ever have a problem with your digestive system or your whatever, your shit, you're going to have to do it for the doctor anyway, which is gross, and put it in a little thing with liquid or whatever. But anyway, so I did it. This is the second time I've done it now because I had this parasite last summer and I had to scoop it out for that. So second time scooping poop. And then they tell you what problems you have. So for me, I'm having digestive efficiency issues, protein fermentation, oxalate metabolism pathways. Anyway, there's all this stuff.
So any doctor can do this?
No, you can just order this test,
Oh.
and they tell you what you need to fix. But Dr. Darren Weissman, he's a kinesiologist, and he was doing some testing, muscle testing, and he's like, "Oh, you're not properly digesting protein." And I was like, "How does he freaking know?"
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's so cool. So anyway, so now my next thing is I think I'm going to work with Dr. Mark Emerson, who we've had on the show.
Yeah,
he's a functional doctor,
Yeah.
functional medicine doctor.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to work with him and Alyssa Goodman to try to figure out my digestive stuff, because I was reading this cancer book last night. And what was fascinating to me was this woman, Jane McClelland, I think her name is, who I told you to try to get for the show. Mm-hmm. She cured herself of cancer, and she was such a Sherlock Holmes about it. Like, she learned every little thing about cells and mitochondria and this and that, whatever. And it sounded like one of the things she talked about is like bloating. We all think is like a normal thing. So I've been having a lot of bloating issues lately.
I do. That's my one digestive issue.
Yeah, no, it's a huge problem. And it appears
Great.
in my early research, like these are the first signs before you get really friggin' sick. So we need to figure this out. So as I'm talking to you right now, I'm going to finish the book tonight. And then we're going to get Jane on the show.
Yes,
and
we are.
Let's get Dr. Emerson on the show,
Okay, yeah.
so that he can explain to us what we need to do to fix that, because I know we're not the only ones that are dealing with bloat. She's like bloat and diarrhea and all this stuff that like we just are kind of like, okay, cool, moving on. No.
I was really bloated
No.
yesterday.
Moving on.
actually.
Yeah, and it's like everything's bloating me now. Now I have a picture, guys.
Oh no.
You want to get real?
Email it to me right now. I can throw it up.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna just show you.
Zoom it.
Who did I send it to? I sent it to Dimitri.
I can try to zoom it in.
You
if
can
want.
zoom in. I'm fine with that, but I mean, it's like a little aggressive, so I'm kind of nervous. I look like I'm friggin' pregnant, and I didn't even eat much. Look at my stomach.
Oh my god.
And then the next day I wake up and it's flat.
And you have a 6-pack. What?
Can you say that? I mean, come on. This is embarrassing.
This is so weird, Maria, because I literally had a similar situation. I was shocked because I've never seen my stomach that big.
Yes, I was like, what's happening? Is it because I'm 41 now? Is this shit changing? And by the way, it might be changing, but I'm realizing it's a problem. And when I read the book last night,
it was confirmation.
It was confirmation that we can't let even those little things slide. We've got to really be all over our health.
It's so true. And I keep going back to when Dr. Black said, pain is your friend, and it's your body telling you, hey, something's wrong, pay attention to me. But bloating, I have like a really great digestive system, actually. I'm super grateful for it. It's one of the things I thank God for. But I bloat, and I've always been like, who cares? I mean, if that's the biggest issue.
I'm 25.
Yeah, but
whatever.
Obviously it is.
Wait, so why do you say you have a great digestive system? How do you know that?
Just to be real, I have the best poops every single day of my entire life since I was like 4 years old.
Steph is the queen pooper. I want lights flashing
for this. So that's why when you said I'm a little
Steph is the queen pooper.
Sorry guys, I just really got in the Christmas spirit there for a second because we have a Christmas channel. Kevin left already.
Oh, man.
So yeah, that's it.
See, and I don't. Only times I feel like I have good poop is when I do my smoothies and I put my chia powder and everything, and then I think it just like makes everything nice inside.
Like spirulina.
But I don't think I've had really good poop for a long time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, this is a real great Patreon exclusive.
You're welcome.
Listen, we got to talk about poop. Poop
the
is
title
important.
of this episode is Shit Talking.
So, Steven, what's your shit like? Do you ever want to take a picture of your poop?
Always.
I thought of doing Poopstagram. We should have made Poopstagram where everyone can just post their poops.
So nasty.
Dude, this person has 8 million followers on their poops.
They poop?
I'm just kidding. Like that's what it'll be though.
Oh no,
I have to really talk myself off the ledge because sometimes I'm like, damn, like there's nobody my size who has better poops than me. And
I get proud of my poop too when it's good. Like my dad and I laugh all the time about this. Me and Joe.
Me too with my dad.
Me and Joe Gear have had many a text exchanges about our poops. It's really, I know, this is where we get real. Guys, this is what people do, okay? They love the scent of their own fart. They love to take pictures of their poop, okay? This is real shit. This is what goes on. We just don't talk about it in the real world. We're in our little cocoon here so we can talk about it.
This is our community of shit.
So when you signed up, you knew what you were getting into.
Well, Steph,
drop in the comments below.
Steph, you can just send this clip to all the celebrities that hit on you.
Yes, I have amazing poop. You missed out.
Better Together keeps me regular.
Yeah.
Maybe I will.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Grape Nuts.
They still like me.
I love grape nuts, by the way.
Yeah, they are great.
Wait, should I be eating grape nuts?
Maybe.
I stopped cereal a long time ago, I feel like. No, I have some good cornflakes every once in a while because I love... Actually, I do eat cereal once in a while.
Maybe it's like a liquid fiber that you put in your water.
Steven, you still haven't answered. How is your shit?
Oh, it's terrible.
Is it really?
It's terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to get this under control. See,
you know what
this is why we have this show, because we're going to get somebody to come in here and help us fix our shit.
At least I know how to use a toilet wand, and apparently the person who uses my same bathroom doesn't. So that's always fun.
Ew.
Gross, right?
What animals?
Right?
People are disgusting.
What?
I don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
You can tell us offline.
Yeah. $100 signatures get you find out who that is. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh man,
that's what our community's about, right?
Well, I can't think of a better way to go out than on Poop Talk.
Stay shitty.
Hey, when you know better, you get better.
When you know better, you get better. But at least now you've learned a lot today.
Yeah.
You've learned, that it's not easy out there. You've learned about Dermalogica, Peter Thomas Roth, and his dots. And you've learned that shit's real if your shit's not good. And we are going to solve that problem. But here's the deal. The biggest thing I want to say before I go is this is really fun. And I'm so excited that we get to do these extra episodes for you guys. But share with us what you guys are looking for too. Like, what do you need to know that's going to make your life better? Because that's what we're here for. I'll find the people. I'll find the experts. We'll find the solutions. So go into our
Discord.
Oh, you can go into the Discord.
Yeah, we have the community on Discord now, where
you
you
go.
have all the channels where you get to watch these videos, check out and comment on them. But then we have all these like other channels where you can talk about Western medicine, you can talk about holistic healing, meditation, books, anything that you want. We kind of have a lot of those categories there, and suggest us new categories if you want different discussion places.
Yeah.
But it's super fun. So just download the Discord app. Every time you subscribe to our Patreon, you'll get a link to our Discord to join, really easy. And Maria will be in there from time to time. Steph and me will be in there all the time. But then the cool thing is, and if you guys are watching this and you haven't like read the page yet, we're going to have our special guests in there commenting with you guys before or after our episodes, as like anytime we can, to talk with you guys. And like imagine if you had Judith Orlov and you could like literally talk with her for like 20 minutes before we went live. Like that's so cool, right?
I think so.
Cool. It's insane.
Find my time with them before or after the show so precious. So we're glad that we're able to extend that to you guys. So anyhow, I leave you with that. It is going to be a beautiful day, regardless of what you think.
Yes.
If you believe it, it will be. And peace out for now. Have a great experience on your toilet. Be nice, people. Make good choices and be present.
And take good shits.
Stephen, really? Again, I was trying to transition out of that. Goodbye, Stephen.